Oluwasi, number 14, and Antonio Diagratis, number 30, as Darren Bolt starts the game. Plymouth Raiders all in green, shooting from left to right in the first half. And the Leeds force in their grey strip, shooting from right to left.
I think this is going to be a nice matchup between two American point guards, Childress and Watson. That's definitely a matchup to look out for.
Brandon Penn shoots and hits the first three of the game.
That's not a bad way to open your Raiders account on your first shot.
Gavin Love saying very good things about Brandon Penn coming up to the game, and he's showing why.
Yeah, this guy's a high-level player. He's got some great pedigree. He's played on some tough teams around Europe, so I think a lot of expected from him.
Childress. And Tavare next there, driving out the hoop. Greg Mays there making the foul, and Nix will go out for 2 shots from the line. Right in the first.
I think the Raiders team are going to have to, especially the big guys inside, they're going to need to be smart. Raiders don't have a huge amount of options off the bench at the power forward and centre positions. So these big guys are going to have to be smart with their fouls tonight.
Next time made the second, so 2 points each. Raiders centre Zach Wells into Mays. Watching with a quick pass into Sayers.
Good pass.
Mays there with making the 2.
That'll give some confidence to Lewis Sayers, able to get inside. Primarily a three-point shooter, but showing his passing skills inside the paint there.
Oluwasi into Diagratis. Tried the reverse layup. Didn't make it, but another foul called against Raiders' Zach Wells. Plymouth making a couple of early fouls. And Dean Wanless coming into the game early on. Gratias making the first throw from the line.
It's another player, British player, played in Division 1 last year, making the step up.
How big would you say the step up is from Division 1 into the BBL?
I mean, I can only go off because I haven't seen a huge amount of Division 1 action, but I played in Division 1 with Raiders a long time ago now, and it was a very high standard. But the jump back then was a pretty big jump, if I'm honest. Raiders only managed, I believe, 12 wins, 11 or 12 wins that year, 2004-05. It seems forever that the club have been in the BBL now, in a long time.
A shot for 3. It's Dean Wanless there, couldn't make that one. And Raiders will get possession in their half of the court. Sayers into Wells. Penn looking to drive.
Yeah, it's a feature of Coach Gavin Love. He does like the continuous pick and roll at the top. I know that a lot of his sets are going to be based around that particular play. Brandon Penn able to make use of that and get to the line.
And he'll get 2 shots. Makes his first. And puts away the second. So Brandon Penn getting some early points on the board for Plymouth.
Plymouth showing a little bit of full court pressure, and it pays off.
Diagratis there with not so safe hands. ball into Wells. To Sayers. Quick pass near from Plymouth. Bankovic there coming on for Morier.
It's another experienced guy to have in your squad, Bankovic.
Penn losing his strength. Wells almost took it away from Penn and Sayers picks it back up. Penn in the corner to Wells. Sayers to Mays. Another 2 points for Plymouth. Do you think Gavin Love will be pleased with this start?
I think he will. I think he'll be pleased with the defense. I know they've given away a couple of quick fouls, but only giving up 4 points. And once again, I believe that's the second on Mays, and he's going to have to be smart with his fouls. 2 already by the looks.
That one there on Antonio Diogratias.
I think Mays will be coming out.
Not really surprised, is it? Nick Thompson making his first appearance at Pavilions for the Raiders.
I think this is where the versatility of Brandon Penn will show. This is a guy that can play the 2 spot. He is a small forward, but Gavin Love has put him at the 4 spot now. At 6'7", he's big enough to play that particular role.
Diogratias there missing the first. How important is it to have those versatile players on your team?
I think it's huge. You know, the makeup of the Raiders team, they need that guy that's able to switch positions. In Leeds, showing a bit of pressure, it's easily broken.
Plymouth up by 3 minutes gone in quarter 1. There's Thompson making himself available to Penn. Miles just backing in, and Penn with the open 3.
Brandon Penn. He's got the hot hand at the beginning of this game.
Versatile man, doing very well from behind the arc. He's looking to come back quickly. And bouncing all around the rim and just going in there for Eric Childress.
Tomczyk, nice crossover.
Diogratias there just kicking that out of play.
Eric Childress played in college for UC Santa Barbara. Averaged nearly 9 points a game, 4 assists a game, and over 2 steals a game. So solid numbers.
A player that definitely have to watch out for. That's not a good pass there. Leeds could be in here for a
foul's called.
Foul in, and he's fallen into the side, but Brandon Penn doesn't seem to be pleased with that call.
No, nor Coach Gavin Love. By the looks of it down there, Bankovic seemed to kind of flip it up a little bit. I'm not sure how much contact there was, but
he's almost going to jump backwards into Penn. But alas, they've given another foul, and I don't think Love will be too happy with what's going on inside Plymouth's arc. Bankovic's making the first. And successful with the second.
Leeds showing a little bit of pressure, a little bit of fallback. Again, the pick and roll.
And on the ball, gets it to Zach Wells. 2 men on him. Here's the Penn who's thought about the shot. To Sayers. Has to shoot quickly, only 2 seconds on the clock.
Nice move. The big man, Zach Wells. A nice spin and drop step.
Able to spin. And made the 2.
I think he had his troubles in that department against Bristol. A few easy shots missed, but that'll give him confidence. The Raiders need him to be a presence and a force inside with his 7-foot frame.
Bankovic. Only 1 second on the clock, she'll have to shoot.
That's good. That's good defense by Raiders, but nothing much you can do about that. Very fortunate.
Bankovic's doing well and making the two to keep Leeds in touch with Plymouth. Plymouth who lead by 2. Tomczyk. Brandon Penn, who's looked lively in this first half, and goes again. Still rebounding back to Watson. Tomczyk will have a go. In and out.
Good first look for Tomczyk. This is a guy that can definitely shoot the 3.
They're just running into Watson, and that's another foul called. Watson there just doesn't look too pleased.
No, I don't think Coach Love looks particularly pleased. Again, the fouls racking up for Raiders.
Is that 5 already?
Yeah, of course, they're in team fouls. So we're still just under 5 minutes to go.
Leeds make the first. Boos ringing round the pavilions. The home side don't think they're being treated fairly by Darren Bolt. And the second made there.
I'm sure Leeds coach Danny Nelson will be asking his team to attack the basket as much as possible. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, and every time they're going to be fouled, they're going to be going to the line.
Just over halfway through quarter 1. Teams tied on 13 each. Thompson making himself available again. It's to Sayers. Watson driving.
Good ball movement by Raiders. Leeds playing good defense. Shot clock on 4. Penn.
Penn again.
It's good.
Brandon Penn, another 3. It looks like fire behind the arc today.
Brandon Penn having a great first quarter in his first game.
Bankovic go. Try to match.
The Raiders come on the break. Watson. No foul called. That man again, Penn, the offensive rebound. Great hustle.
Watson to
And
Penn in the corner.
Again.
Sayers couldn't get the rebound. Childress comes back up for force. Gracias, Brandon Penn.
Still.
Watson for 3. The Raiders doing very well for these 3s in the first quarter of the game.
Plymouth definitely with a little bit of momentum. The big couple of plays coming up here.
Bankovic to a 1 listen the shots. And Leeds not.
And that man Penn again.
Leeds not able to match Miller
The
from behind the
rebound.
arc.
Whoa! And Leeds call a timeout.
Plymouth looking deadly from behind the arc. 9 points up on 22 to Leeds 13.
And also a shot where they know that they're going to be able to, whether they score or miss, they're going to be able to get back and play defense the next time round.
Looks like Tabari and Nix has come back on for Leeds. And Toloasi with Brandon Penn just swatting the ball away. Toloasi will start the game again. Bankovic. Toloasi. Tabari and Nix in the corner, making the 3, and well, Danny Nelson couldn't really have asked for anything else from his team.
Nope, Tavari Nix, US import player. This is a guy that played in Thailand recently. Had some very good stats in Thailand.
Well spinning, and the ball rolling round the rim, but luckily for Zach, fell in for the 2. Toloasi into Bankovic. And Nix. Back to Toloasi. Shot from the corner. And rebounded in.
That's a frustrating, as a coach, that's a frustrating thing to play pretty good defense, force a contested shot and then not pick up your man. You give up an offensive rebound, low in the shot clock.
Watson doing well. And opted to go to Tomczyk.
And Zach Wells.
Zach Wells.
Hyped in there.
Raiders centre doing well. Putting up those rebound numbers, and he'll go to the line.
I think Coach Gavin Love will be pleased with the ball movement. Raiders are making the extra pass at the moment on offense, looking for each other, playing unselfish basketball. Those are shots that you would imagine Tomczyk will be knocking down. It's a guy that's a high-level scorer, played at Fort Lewis in Division 2. He averaged 20 points a game there at college.
Zach Wells making the first. Here's 2 free throws.
Tomczyk also a guy that almost makes, or has almost made 50% of his three-point shots. While playing in Croatia last year.
Well, Zach couldn't make the second. Leeds come away with the ball.
Childers. Again, once again, Raiders unable to rebound the ball on the defensive end.
Nix making a 2. Leeds to cut the score to 5 points. 25 at Leeds 20. Minute left to go in quarter 1. It's Watson getting into the key. Bowls it back out to Penn. Back to Watson.
In and out. The Raiders come up with it. Both teams struggling to secure defensive rebounds.
It's Penn.
Oh, great block.
Fantastic block there from Tavarian Nix of the Leeds force.
Very athletic play. Pinning Penn shot on the glass.
Childress and the shots from Wanless. Couldn't make it. Is that another foul there for Plymouth? Against Plymouth, rather?
Yeah, I think that's an area of the game that Plymouth are going to have to improve if they want to take this lead to bigger than 5. They're bailing out Leeds somewhat, giving up these offensive rebounds.
What do you say to a team that's giving away fouls? Just less aggression?
Well, you've just got to sacrifice your body. You've got to make sure you find your man or find a man, box him out. But you've got to do that not just individually, but as a team. But at the moment, Leeds just want it more at that end of the court.
There's a second shot there. Rolling away agonisingly for him. Watson bringing the ball up the court.
Shot clock's been turned off, so 12 seconds.
Just slowing the game down.
Watson again penetrating and kicking. Tomczyk's going to have to shoot it. They lose it. Up it goes.
The 3. And the air ball. So the end of quarter 1. Plymouth on 25, Leeds on 21. How would you assess that first quarter game?
Well, I think Plymouth obviously will be pleased to go into the first quarter break with a lead, but I think Leeds probably will be the happier of the two as far as the last few minutes. The lead did balloon to 9, but lack of defensive rebounding by Plymouth has allowed Leeds to get back into this game.
And what do you think Danny Lowson will be saying to his team now? Just better shot selection again?
Yeah, and I think good shot selection, making sure they're continuing to rebound at both ends of the floor. We seem to have an animal coming down from the rafters here.
The Plymouth Raiders have been doing a Find the Fox campaign over the summer, and I think it's finally been found.
I believe so. The best mascot in the business, Foxy. I know I'm biased.
Did you used to have a lot of fun with him when you were a player?
Well, to be honest, you know, when you're playing on the court, I mean, you can see how the crowd are responding to him. on the court, you're kind of at this point, you're listening to the coach rather than looking at the antics of a 7-foot fox. But
do you think the Raiders were treated unfairly in that first half with fouls, or do you think they just need to be a little more careful than the key?
No, if I'm honest, the Leeds big men were doing a good job in getting to the basket. They were doing a good job making the Plymouth big men move their feet a little bit slow. The help side defense was coming across a little bit slow. And so, I mean, other than the Bankovic foul, which could have gone either way, I don't think Raiders can be too disappointed.
And what about Brandon Penn? You've been speaking about him a lot in the first quarter. A guy that you and Gavin would have spoken a lot about. Still in contact with him now. Has he surprised you? Or?
Not really. I think Gavin Love is expecting a lot from this guy. This is a guy that averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds a game at Ryder in the US in college. And it's a guy that's played in the top league, the A1 in Greece. And he's had 22-point games against Olympiacos, a European powerhouse. So this is a guy that can really play.
Zobi there making an early 2 for Leeds. So he's back within 2, and they've just squandered that lead slightly they had early in quarter 1. Brandon Penn again. There's the shot.
And then Childress giving the rebound. Looked like he could have travelled. Managed to stay with it.
Toluwasi. Zobi
and another foul.
Tomczyk just reaching in, trying to grab the ball and giving away up another easy foul. Raiders the Raiders players will just have to be careful. Pardon me.
Whereas May's back in the game. He's got 2, so he's going to have to play smart.
When you start accumulating the fouls, is it in your head?
Yeah,
do you worry about it?
Yeah, I mean, especially if the bench isn't particularly deep as far as big men. The Raiders can count on the bench for in the guard spots, but they're not blessed with a number of experienced big guys. So I mean, for a guy like Greg Mays who can block shots, he'll definitely be thinking about not picking up his third, especially not before halftime.
Toluwasi there taking it off Brandon Penn.
And again, another reach-in foul.
Penn was trying to make up for his error, but it's just cost the team potential another 2 points.
Well, I think he's on the floor, so he wasn't shooting, so that's one thing for the Raiders. But again, the fouls are starting to build up. And here comes Sayers back in the game. Maybe give Penn a breather.
That he will. And Leeds will restart the game. Nix. Early shot.
Pull up from Nix.
That's another 2 points.
He's had a strong start to this game. Tomczyk crossing over. Again, nice kick, good ball movement. Watson. That one's in and out, but again, they come up with it.
And Watson driving and being taken down there, so.
I think that's an area that Raiders can definitely exploit. So far, Childress has been unable to keep Watson out in front of him. Watson able to get into the paint with relative ease at the beginning of this game. That time he was able to get to the basket and be fouled, but he's been getting to the middle. He's been kicking out to open shooters.
I'll be disappointed with that one. Missing the first.
A lot from this guy. This is a guy that averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds a game at Ryder in the US in college. And it's a guy that's played in the top league, the A1 in Greece. And he's had 22-point games against Olympiacos, a European powerhouse. So this is a guy that can really play.
Zobi there making an early 2 for Leeds. So he's back within 2, and Plymouth just squandered that lead slightly they had early in quarter one. Brandon Penn again. There's the shot.
And Childress getting the rebound. Looked like he could have travelled. Managed to stay with it.
Taliwasi. And
another foul.
Tomczyk just reaching in, trying to grab the ball and giving away up another easy foul. The Raiders players will just have to be careful. Pardon me.
Whereas Mays back in the game. He's got 2, so he's going to have to play smart.
When you start accumulating the fouls, is it in your head?
Yeah,
do you worry about it?
Yeah, I mean, especially if the bench isn't particularly deep as far as big men. The Raiders can count on the bench for in the guard spots, but they're not blessed with a number of experienced big guys. So, I mean, for a guy like Greg Mays who can block shots, he'll definitely be thinking about not picking up his third, especially not before halftime.
Taliwasi there taking it off Brandon Penn.
And again, another reach-in foul.
Penn was trying to make up for his error, but it's just costed the team potential another 2 points.
Well, I think he's on the floor, so he wasn't shooting, so that's one thing for the Raiders. But again, the fouls are starting to build up. And here comes Sayers back in the game. Maybe give Penn a breather.
That he will. And Leeds will restart the game. Nix. Early shot.
Pull up from Nix.
That's another 2 points.
He's had a strong start to this game. Tomczyk crossing over. Yeah, nice kick, good ball movement. Watson. That one's in and out, but again they come up with it.
Watson driving and being taken down there, so
I think that's an area that Raiders can definitely exploit. So far, Childress has been unable to keep Watson out in front of him. Watson able to get into the paint with relative ease at the beginning of this game. That time he was able to get to the basket and be fouled, but he's been getting to the middle. He's been kicking out to open shooters.
A bit disappointed with that one. Missing the first. Makes the second. Plymouth up by 1. Raiders on 26. A force just behind on 25, but a chance for them to go in front for the first time in the game. Some of this offensive play and a 3. Not made.
Again, great hustle by Leeds. 3 Plymouth players there struggling to keep him out and getting that offensive rebound.
Watson just barking out some instructions to the players in front of him.
Here comes the pick and roll. Step back by Watson.
Hits the 3.
Watson starting to heat up.
Watson, a player with plenty of BBL experience, and showing it there.
Yeah, he's a high-level player. Played with Leicester. He's won championships.
Andrew Hambleton. And that's a 3 there.
Again, Leeds staying close.
Zogby there. Managing to find his shot. Watson.
Alley-oop from Mays.
Number 3, Eddie Matthew, coming in for Tomczyk against his old team. He'll be looking to make an impression.
Yeah, Eddie Matthew represented Newcastle and Leeds in this league. He's going to be trying to open up his home Raiders account in the league.
Zogby with the shield. It finds its way to Nix.
Yeah. Good penetrating kick by Leeds. Nix got the hot hand.
And Leeds are in front for the first time in the game. They're up to 31.
And here comes the pick and roll.
Sayers to Watson. Wells and Zegby on his back.
Wells making a move to the middle. Good footwork.
Oh!
Greg Mays with the follow.
Two-handed dunk from Greg Mays. That gets the fans excited.
Well, anybody that's seen this guy's highlights on YouTube will know that he's very, very capable of that kind of play. Coming out of the rafters for that putback dunk.
And Zegby.
Again, Leeds doing a great job on the offensive glass. Raiders are going to need to address that situation.
Talewasi using his strength and made the two, so keeps Leeds in the lead.
Again, Neil Watson able to get into the heart of the Leeds defense. Childress looking a little frustrated with his weak side help.
Watson doing good work for Plymouth.
Childress working inside, nice dish. And a gimme, another offensive rebound.
Next for three.
And Mays.
Strong work there from Greg Mays. Watson found his way into the paint again in another two, and as you say, he's really starting to heat up now for the Raiders.
That's going to be an area that Danny Nelson will need to address. Leeds' inability to keep Watson out of the paint. And that's the two stories of the game at the moment, I think. Alongside Raiders' lack of ability to rebound the defensive end.
Andrew Hambleton's first points of the game.
Again, it's tied up.
And this is an important 5 minutes now, just before half-time. How important is it to go into half-time with the lead?
Yeah, you definitely want to go in with a lead. You know, I mean, 5 minutes is a long time in basketball. You can put on a big run and change the game in 5 minutes. But you always want to go in with a lead. And Eddie Matthew
with a three. His first points against his old team as Dylan Costello there, a returning Raider.
Again, for Eddie Matthew, that's going to be great for his confidence. His first shot, first bucket, and it's a three to take his team up. Again, playing good defense. Again, a reach in.
Costello, we'll say a returning Raider. Back of pavilions. Eddie Matthew. Costello and
his pen
available.
Good box out by Tavarian Nix.
Good work from Costello. Fan out. Brandon Penn just gone cold in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he doesn't look like he's shy to take that three, and it looks like a shot that he can make. But Gavin Love maybe wanting a little bit more ball reversals, getting the ball through people's hands, finding a slightly better shot, maybe a little bit later in the shot clock.
Zegby trying to use his strength.
Better defense from Raiders.
Costello to Sayers.
Get it down low. Mays, up he goes, and he's fouled. Looked like he was going to throw down a powerful tomahawk, then had to rearrange his shot, and was fouled.
Tavaria Nix there making the foul for Leeds. So Mays will get a couple of goes from the line. Couldn't make his first. And his second just bouncing around the rim, and that's two misses from the free throw line. He'll be frustrated with those.
Big minutes here for Dylan Costello. If he can play some full court D on Childress, make it tough for him.
Laurier into Bankovic. 3 points for Bankovic.
Bankovic knows how to get it done in this league. Scored nearly 17 points a game for Manchester.
Mays there again can't get the ball to drop. Nix. Both teams just forcing the three slightly.
The Raiders, nice.
Brandon Penn, good movement.
Nice inbound play. Cooked up by Raiders there. They're the decoy 3-point runner. Nice finish.
Bankovic's there. Underarm shot with pressure and made it 2. Matthew Penn with the open 3.
Penn is a good look. He's got an effortless 3-point stroke.
Not going to miss those. And you can't give players of that caliber that much time. Would you agree?
Nope. All you need to be a good shooter is just an inch. Crack of daylight. Oh, like that. All you need as a good shooter is a crack of daylight, and you can get your shot off. Even though Penn looked quite a methodical shot, doesn't have a hugely quick release, he's able to get it off.
Matthew.
Eddie Matthew with a tough runner. Baseline shot.
That's another 2 points. And Plymouth just starting to open up another lead by 5, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's important to get a couple of stops now for the Raiders. As Nix crosses over. Nice pass into Childress. He loses it.
Good run by Childress, but he couldn't put the ball away.
Here's Penn again.
Matthew. Time to look up and shoot. Greg Mays
inside.
Fantastic work there by Greg Mays. Getting in there, hustling, bustling, and making another 2. Taking Plymouth to 7 ahead. Childress,
Matthew caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Lovely turn of phrase.
Good old basketball puns. But it's a big minute here for Leeds. They don't want to go into this thing 10 points down, because they've played well. They've been able to disrupt the Raiders and what they've wanted to do.
Childress to 1-less. Back to Childress. 1-less will get a shot away.
And good boxing out there by Eddie Matthew.
Now Plymouth can really extend their advantage before half time here. Costello, Matthew
getting into the lane. And probably not the shot Raiders and Coach Gavin Love would have probably wanted at that point. But they'll get the ball back. Bankovic from way outside. Once again, offensive rebound.
Childress.
Nice crossover by Childress. Lovely move.
Childress making another 2 for Leeds. And Plymouth will be able to keep possession.
Yeah, barely any difference between shot clock and game clock. Raiders will get the last one.
Important they don't rush this one. Penn
crossing over. Great defense by Leeds. Great defense. And a foul is called.
Brandon Penn there going to speak to Costello. Looked like he was just trying to get him to go away and make some room for the pass. Coach Gavin Love there can't be pleased with that one at all.
No, I mean, when in that situation, you have to be the team that takes the last shot. From what could have been to potentially Leeds, if they hit a 3 here, they go into the break only 2 points down. So not what you would want to close out the first half.
Bankovic. He could have made the 3. A lot of them could get fouled out.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stats now, the foul count, Raiders on 10 team fouls. and Leeds only 5. As we mentioned earlier, Brandon Penn on 3 fouls. Then you've also got Greg Mays on 2, Zach Wells on 2. So it's the Raiders' big men. They're going to need to be careful, especially with not necessarily a deep bench as far as forwards and centres on the green side.
Watson to Mays. 5 on the shot clock to go quickly.
Low shot clock. Again, decent defence by Leeds. Not a particularly great shot to open the second half. When you're coming out of the second half break, you really want to get through your sets and try and get the best possible shot, and I don't think Plymouth were able to get it just then.
So Plymouth couldn't lay down a marker. Can Leeds come back at them now?
Tolawasi blocked by Brandon Penn. He gets it back. The Knicks wide open.
Penn picks that one up.
Oh, he's Watson again. They're showing his ability to penetrate the Leeds defense. Childress noticeably frustrated.
We spoke about it over half time, and Leeds still allowing Watson in for these twos. It's Childress. Bankovic.
Banks a nice move, up and under. Unable to finish.
Sayers there. Got beaten by Bankovic, but managed to put away the 2. It's Watson. Wells to Sayers.
Big Zach Wells putting it on the floor. Again, a turnover from Raiders. Their offense not particularly firing at the beginning.
And Tolawasi. Minded to make some points there for Leeds. Intriguing start to the to quarter 3, but Plymouth not come in.
I mean, it's clear that this is a different Leeds team to the one that faced Newcastle last week.
Tomsic comes on for Sayers, and Leeds there after that 3, but only within 4 points. And
I think one thing I mean, this is a guy that Raiders are going to be looking to this season. Nick Tomsic came off the bench today, but he's going to be playing big minutes. Yeah, another foul inside.
Slapwell's up to 3, and he looks noticeably frustrated. He's giving away another foul, and they'll need to stop that, otherwise they're eventually going to be fouled out. Number 30.
It's not an ideal situation to have, you know, 2 of your big guys on 3 fouls this early. You know, you start looking forward into the game, and you know, come crunch time, you know, you got guys that maybe, you know, could be fouled out, or guys that are not playing particularly aggressive or hard defense because in the back of their mind they know that they, you know, can't foul out.
Zeg missed his second there.
And Coach Gavin Love's going to have to be smart with his rotations.
Watson faced up by Childress. It's Wells.
Mays put on the floor. Here's Tomsic. He's short. Struggling with his shooting tonight, Nick Tomsic. Great hands.
Watson there swatted it away from Nicks. They'll come back.
Here he is again.
Tomsic.
Tomsic knocks it down.
Tomsic able to make the 3 after being pretty cold from outside the arc. He'll be pleased with that one. That should give him some confidence.
Definitely always good for a shooter. Try and shoot their way out of that little funk. And this is a guy that can definitely stroke it from the outside.
Leeds
Great offensive rebound by Tavari and Nicks.
Nicks there rangy. Bring the ball back. Here's Thompson. Ran into Bankovic. Thompson.
Nice pass inside. Mays loses it. That was last off green.
Childress will restart the game for the Force. They're 4 points down. On 48, Plymouth on 52. 6:20 left in quarter three.
Tabori and Nix. Once again. I believe that's 17 points now for Nix.
It's really starting to heat up.
Again, another steal.
Tomczyk just struggling out there.
Bankovic's lovely pass inside. Nice finish on the reverse side. And Gavin Love calls a timeout for the Raiders. Keep them together, and there was very little change. So that continuity was always a feature of why we were successful and strong. Raiders easily break the press.
Watson to Mays.
Nice finish from Greg Mays.
2 for Mays. That's what Gavin Love would have wanted, the team to come out firing.
Yeah, but he's also going to want them to step up on defense here. Again, reach-in foul. That's a cheap one there.
Brandon Penn reaching in on Samuel Tulawasi, the Force captain.
And that's 4 on Penn. I think he'll be coming out shortly.
There it is. Denzel Ibarrio.
I'd be surprised to see Brandon Penn back in the game in the third quarter. So Raiders are going to have to adjust. Again, Leeds doing a good job of drawing fouls. Tulawasi using his BBL experience.
Zeg.
Nice inside pass.
Nix
throws it down.
One-handed put down by Nix.
Tomczyk, quick first step. Nick Tomczyk, and he's starting to light up a little bit.
So some points on the board now for both teams. Playing back at each other. That's what the crowd will want to see.
Raiders have gone into that zone.
Childress, Bankovic.
It doesn't matter for Leeds. One thing, if you're in a zone, those bigs at the back, they've got to get out to the three-point areas in the corners. Leeds punishing Plymouth in that zone.
And Bankovic there thought that should have been a forced ball, but the Raiders retain it. Watson will throw this one in. The game's starting to come to life at the end.
Oh, Tomczyk wide open, steps back.
They'll be disappointed
that time. Rubiaro getting in there for the rebound. Fouls Bankovic. Getting some clarification from referee Ian Spearman.
Next will restart the game. Thompson there will be very disappointed he couldn't put that one away from the corner.
And top of the key, wide open for Leeds. Again, Bankovic, same spot, bang!
2 in quick succession from the corner for Bankovic. Leeds up to 61. Their biggest lead of the game, up by 5. Tomczyk to Ibarrio.
Foul on the floor. Raiders last week showing a lot of spirit against Bristol to come back after quite a big deficit. I believe they brought it back to about 1 before
they went ahead.
They went ahead.
They went ahead.
Before Bristol obviously took it home in the fourth quarter. Plymouth going to have to show some fighting spirit here. Floor generals like this, Neil Watson going to have to lead from the front. Again, get into the middle. Great block by Childress.
Block from Childress there.
Let Watson know about it as well.
So obviously Plymouth have some BBL experience in their team, and that will really need to come to the fore now, do you think, to get them back into this game and believe they can still
and especially being here at the pavilions at home. Tomczyk is
there.
fouled. No foul.
Had to take the shot as the shot clock had gone down, but
he hit the floor, but no foul called. After that 3, Tulawasi getting inside too easy for 2.
Wells and Tomczyk there, he just glided past both of them on the reverse layup. Puts Leeds up by 7. Watson slowing it down for a second.
And shot selection so important here for Raiders.
Oh, Subero. Watson.
Leeds rotating well. Good defense from Leeds Force.
Stopping Watson from getting into the...
Low on the shot clock.
Tomczyk needs to shoot.
And that's it, they couldn't get it off. That's a violation.
And the Force with the chance now.
And Leeds Force really turning up their defensive intensity.
Go 9-10 up here, and that would represent a massive swing in momentum. Zeg. Good defense by Raiders. Still won't go in.
Offensive rebounds, Tolawasi in there.
Still won't go in. And Zeg. And it makes
Leeds Force just want it more inside right now.
Tomczyk trying to speed it up. Wells. Off to Watson. Watson will power up the 3.
Oh.
And that flush straight
Watson
into the basket. And I think the Plymouth fans, the Plymouth players needed that. Breathe some new life into their team. And Leeds were just starting to pull away.
A big shot by Watson there. Here's Nix.
Sabari and Nix. Feet were on the line, would only be a 2, but doesn't find his way in. Watson.
Watson crossing over, another 3-point shot. Bang! Neil Watson, 2 in a row to bring his team back.
Zatwell's standing in front of Childress, allowed Watson the space and time, and he put it away.
Neil Watson, probably the most experienced Raiders player when it comes to the BBL.
They've got a chance.
And still Watson pulls up. Can he make 3 in a row? Yes, he can.
Neil Watson, he's on fire right now.
And Leeds call a timeout. Neil Watson is a...
Have tied the game up at 65 each. Just over 2 minutes left in quarter 3.
Dylan Costello into the game.
Childress.
And Childress wanted to get the ball to Nix. Contested shot. Raiders come up with it.
Gracias couldn't make it.
Here's the man with the hot hand, Neil Watson.
He try again.
He gets inside this time. And Neil Watson with a floater.
With another 2. Some more points. It's 11 in quick succession.
I mean, for any youngsters watching this broadcast, you got a guy like Neil Watson who can shoot the 3. It opens the rest of your game up. Oh, and charging foul. Oh, been overruled. I think the offensive foul was called by referee Ian Spearman to begin with. It looks like referee Darren Bolt has overruled it and called the blocking foul instead. So it should be Raiders ball.
When you're running at that pace that Watson was there, do you reckon he could have done much else?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it looked like a pretty good stand by Bankovic there. If that had been me that ended up on the floor, I probably would have been pretty unhappy to be called for the blocking foul, if I'm perfectly honest. I think Plymouth have maybe got away with on that.
Plymouth will retain possession. Watson unhappy with some of the movement there, but it's come to Tomczyk.
Tomczyk gets the middle.
Great
Costello. Pass inside. Costello finds the danger around Watson. He gets in, kicks out.
5 seconds left after
Back
shoot.
out to Watson. Low
Watson.
shot clock. Oh!
Watson
Neil
puts
Watson
another one
again.
away.
Neil Watson on absolute fire, taking his team up by 5.
Nix into Bankovic. Stood up by Watson.
Oh, Neil Watson doing it all at the moment.
Watson looks incredibly fired up. What a second half he's having so far.
Well, he's taken on himself. I mean, he looks tired, and I'm not surprised. He's doing it on both ends of the floor at the moment, Neil Watson.
Tolawasi there coming back into the game. Next into Childress.
Childress, good help, but tough shot. Childress over the 7-foot. Zach Wells got into the lane, put up a floater, teardrop. Nothing but net.
Takes a bit of doing. Watson slowing it down, having a breather, getting to the 3.
No way.
Ooh.
And Mays with the offensive rebound.
Recycled well by Mays, but Neil Watson, confidence flowing.
Rare miss from Watson. End-to-end stuff here.
Bankovics. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Bankovics there, just managing to make the two.
Up and down for both teams. Both teams have had the lead in this second half. Now here we go.
And Watchpin's going to win it. Just
I think defense will win this game. I think the team that gets the most stops are going to come up. Tolawasi using his size and bulk inside. Good stand from Dylan Costello. Here's Tomczyk out. Had absolutely no right to win the loose ball back, but Tomczyk turned on the Jets, was able to retrieve it and put it in with his left hand.
Tomczyk putting in some great work there. Strong, fast and athletic from him. His Knicks.
Knicks crossing over. Nice pass inside. Great hand, great block by Costello. As Samuel Tolawasi going up strong.
Said defense is going to win this game. Well, Dylan Costello with two
great bits Mays of work. To the middle. And he's fouled hard.
Tavares and Knicks in the way of Mays as he was jumping up in transition to put the dunk away.
And Neil Watson showing his floor manager skills, sprinting over to help pick his player up there who was on the floor. That's what you like to see.
You can tell the bond between the Raiders players so early on with things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's important as a team that you're looking out for each other. And these are the moments where you rely on your teammates. In the fourth quarter when you're both tired, Brandon Penn back in the game on 4 fouls.
Mays, good bit of work to put away the first. And keeps us moving just about. Plymouth lead by 7.
Costello picking up Childress here. Bankovics.
Zeg making himself available. Mays reached in.
Zeg going to the middle. Tough move, but it's in and out. Brandon Penn picks up defensive board.
Watson will come away with it.
There's that man Watson. Shaking, baking. Tomczyk is fouled.
Looks like Tavares and Knicks again with 2 in quick succession.
Tomczyk being a lot more aggressive this half. Coach Gavin Love, I know, is looking for this partnership to go from strength to strength this year. Neil Watson, Nick Tomczyk, 2 small guards, but we've seen in the BBL before that can be effective. Sheffield a few years ago had 2 small guards in Ryan Patton and Steve D'Agostino, who were 2 of the best players in the league, 2 of the most deadly shooters in the league.
1 is 2, Tomczyk, who played it into Mays, couldn't control the ball. Just got away from him, and Dean Wanless, who's just come on now for Tavares and Knicks, was on the ball. Tolawasi into Bankovic.
Good defense.
Thought he managed to shake off Penn, but
good defense from Brandon Penn. I think off the ball foul. A little bit of full court pressure from Eric Childress.
Just trying to take the game to Plymouth as Tomczyk. To Penn.
Pulls up for 3. Questionable shot quite early in the shot clock at this point of the game.
It's one less.
And Wallace with a nice strong move inside. Finishes with his left, little baby hook.
I think Love will be disappointed with Penn.
Yeah, I mean, it was a questionable shot. Especially when you see what happens afterwards with a pretty easy bucket at the other end from the long rebound. Costello coming in, giving good minutes here. Had a big block a few moments ago, and then able to get to the line. He'll be an important player to spell at the guard positions. Raiders almost with 3 point guards out there at the moment. And Costello, Tomczyk, and Watson. And Tomczyk, of course, can play the two spot. He can score, he can shoot.
My man Costello putting the first free throw away. He'll have another. And that one comes up short. Rebound there from Zeg. Childress for the way.
Just turning on the Jets. He's wide open. Gives it up. Settles for a bringing it out, getting a better shot.
And one less.
Then good boxing out from Dylan Costello there.
Costello there defensively, since he come into this fourth quarter, has been fantastic.
Good inside pass, fumbled, but Greg Mays able to finish. A little bit of handbags under the basket there.
Well, that was Eric Childress and Dylan Costello just exchanging a few words. Ref Darren Bolt just having a word with Costello and Bankovic.
Just over 7 minutes left in this game. Even though Raiders have an 8-point lead, Leeds have not gone away the whole game.
It's definitely not over yet. Plymouth up 79 to Leeds 71. 7 minutes on the clock.
Tolawasi to the middle. Again, another block from Dylan Costello. Great hands.
Watson.
Pull up from Watson. There it is. Bang.
Are we surprised?
Again, Neil Watson.
Will tiredness come in? Become a factor?
Definitely. I mean, it's a long trip down here for any team. It's the same when Raiders are on the road. But I mean, they would have had a day's rest. But it's just another game to gel as a team as well. You can look at it at both perspectives.
Zeg.
Nice drop step. Again, Greg Mays reaching in. It's a clear foul.
Another foul given away by Plymouth.
Zeg, long arm, good footwork. Able to draw the foul on Greg Mays and get to the line.
This team will hope he can put these two free throws away. Here he is with the first. Away with ease. Goes again with the second. That will never look like reaching the basket.
And Dylan Costello doing the little things at the moment to help his ball club. Earning his minutes on court.
Boston slowing the game down.
Nice inside pass.
Penn. In and out.
Bit of a forced shot there. Tolawasi inside. And Costello moving his feet well.
Zeg to Tolawasi. Zeg again.
Zeg, nice patience on his post move. Didn't rush.
Just faced up by Watson there, which was a bit of a mismatch. Managed to put the two away.
It was, but sometimes when smaller guy. Oh, Childress with a steal.
Loses it, and Childress. That puts.
And again, Leeds making this interesting.
Leeds within 6 now. Watson tries to go again in the zone. Brandon Penn swatted away by Tavari and Nix.
Goaltending called. Once that ball touches the backboard, you can't interfere with it. 2 points for Raiders. Again, both teams wanted to turn up the screw on defense a little bit. 8 points in it. It's not a huge amount. Childress pulls up for 3. It's off. Again, and Zeg making himself a nuisance inside. Mays coming up with the rebound and the foul.
Strong work there from Greg Mays. Plymouth will get the ball from the side of the court.
And Leeds showing some full court pressure.
Gavin Love there barking instructions to his team.
Team fouls. Raiders will be shooting. Kind of an opposite to the first half where Raiders had team fouls early on. Now Raiders got 5 minutes. Every time they're fouled, they will go to the line. They'll make Leeds' job even more tricky to get back into this game. And even more important for Raiders to choose the correct shot every time down the floor.
Greg Mays extending Plymouth's lead to 10.
Plymouth showing some full court pressure. Bit of a fallback just to slow Leeds down a little bit.
Nix to Bankovic. Need to make these possessions count for Leeds. Childress
Inside, good help by Watson. Good defense from Dylan Costello.
6 left, 5. Ready to shoot.
Great hand by Tomczyk.
Toloasi couldn't make it. Brandon Penn comes up with it. Into Watson. Ooh.
Wayward pass. They're going to have to get it over.
Toloasi's not pleased with that. He was pretty confident it came off a Raiders player. 4:38 left on the clock. Plymouth up by 10. Watson to Costello, back to Watson.
Leeds hoping they can get some stops with this zone. Costello drives, kicks.
Penn looked like he's going to shoot. Thought
Penn
better of it. 1
steps up,
second left.
throws it up. Again, another shot clock violation. Raiders struggling to execute down the stretch.
And Penn looked like he had an open 3 there. He probably should have gone with that rather than hesitating.
Again, really important for both teams to manage the shot clock this late into the game.
Childress. Toloasi.
He pulls up.
And rebound and gives it to Watson.
Again, every shot down the floor now needs to be a good look for the Raiders.
It's Brandon Penn.
Again, I wouldn't say that was a particularly good shot to take that early.
Yeah, Dylan Costello there in the corner. Wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come to him. Costello on the break. They've got 3 here.
Oh, they throw it. Oh!
Ayew!
A little bit of time for some showboating here with Raiders. Neil Watson throwing it off the glass. Mays flying in.
And Neil Watson, giving the fans what they pay to see.
At the moment, Leeds struggling to put together a decent offense.
There's a timeout called.
Timeout called. Gavin Love. All the Raiders fans wanting to catch a glimpse of their new team. And I think in Neil Watson they found an absolute star. And a definite fan favourite.
Watson to Penn. Penn to Tomczyk. He'll go for the 3.
Tomczyk with a big 3.
Nick Tomczyk put it in away. Raiders now leading by 15. That's exactly the start that Gavin Love would have wanted after the timeout. Tomczyk there finding his way onto the floor. Bankovic couldn't make it.
Yeah, great stand from Dylan Costello, giving up a lot of size inside.
Costello there, just doing the basics right.
He's been fantastic this second half.
Watson, still Watson.
Raiders lost the ball.
Toloasi
chasing down, and another putback from Nix.
Tavari and Nix there, slamming it down, two-handed.
And a foul for the potential 3-point play.
I think he's given it as two shots here.
Or maybe the foul was called on the initial layup miss. So Nix's putback dunk was obviously scratched off.
So we Tolawasi here for 2. Fans doing their best to put him off. Not succeeding that time.
This is an experienced guy. He's played for 3 BBL teams. He's Essex. He's been with Sheffield. won the playoffs with Sheffield and obviously played big minutes in Manchester. So he's an experienced guy, but so's this one.
He missed the second, and it was Watson into Penn.
Again, Raiders
to Tomsic, and they'll slow it down.
Going to want to run down the shot clock for the remainder of the game. Watson has it knocked away, but he gets it back, kicks it out. Penn loses it out of bounds.
Just ball falling out of his hands there. I think it'll be a surprise to anyone that happened. 2:13 left on the clock. Plymouth on 91, Leeds on 77. So Plymouth 14 up and looking to close out the game now. Leeds will need to speed it up. Bankovic and Zeg making himself available. Mays.
And the Raiders really turned up the interior defense in the fourth quarter.
Thompson with plenty of room, and he'll slow it all down again. Watson.
Nice inside pass.
Penn.
Good inside pass to Mays. Good play between the Raiders' big men inside. Brandon Penn. I think everyone in the building thought he was going to shoot it, but he just dumped it down to Mays. He made a nice finish underneath. Point shooters. Dylan Costello's been a tremendous force off the bench today, doing the small things.
Neil Watson, he's up to 33 points for the game and leading assists with 5. So
Tomsic reaching in. It's only Raiders' third foul of the quarter.
It's Bankovic into Childress. He's want to speed it up and
holding foul from, I believe, Penn. Or reaching foul. Again, one more foul from Raiders and they'll be in the penalty.
Childress.
Again, the bigger Penn defending Childress. He's out. They secure the offensive board.
Zeg to Nix.
They need to put up the 3.
And then Zeg. Away with it. They can really afford to slow it down now. Tolowasi passing Watson, but he'll keep it.
Play a bit of keep ball here.
Tomsic, Penn, Watson, open, fires, puts
Watson.
it away.
That guy barely missing today. There's one guy that you didn't want to leave open in that situation. It's Neil Watson.
Neil Watson, he's up to 36. Tavari and Nix.
Again, that man Dylan Costello, the X factor in this second half.
Fantastic work from Costello that will go under the radar, but I'm sure Gavin Love will appreciate the defensive work that he's putting in.
Kick ball from Leeds.
There's 26.7 left on the clock. Watson.
Foul called. Watson will go to the line. Just to put the cherry on the sundae with another basketball pun.
Watson got a couple of shots there. Plymouth potentially could go for the 100 here, but I don't think they'll mind if they don't. It's getting almost to the balcony now. Neil Watson making the first. And he wasn't going to miss that, was he? He's been on fire today, Neil Watson. Another 2, both from the free throw line. Leeds will come back at Plymouth. Childress.
And Plymouth really turning on the defense. Fourth quarter, they've really stuck to their defensive game plan. throw it long, maybe. They keep hold of it, and this one is going to be in the books. Even though they. And those free throws will need to be. They'll need to be shot.
They'll be shot. People will start leaving, but the game's not quite over. Talawasi.
No, I think they're put in a few more seconds, or a second or two. We have to see whether the game is indeed over.
Talawasi making the first.
I think,
And can't make the second.
yeah, that's the game.